This video will cover how to adjust and calibrate the modulating iVQ-E to R actuators. These actuators can be powered by 24 volts AC or DC, 120 volts, and 220 volts AC. The actuator can be controlled by a 4 to 20 mA, 1 to 5 volt DC, or 2 to 10 volt DC signal. The position signal can be set to output a 4 to 20 mA or 2 to 10 volt DC signal. For demonstration, this video features a 24 volt DC iVQ FHWN controlled by a 2 to 10 volt DC signal with an output set to 2 to 10 volt DC. Once all installation requirements have been met, to begin adjusting and calibrating, remove the top cover of the actuator. Identify the power connection block, dip switches, push buttons, and limit switches. The first step would be setting up the dip switches to meet your application. You may use the dip switch chart included in the appropriate adjustment and calibration manual. If your application requires a slightly larger range of motion, you will need to adjust the mechanical limit switches. Use the manual override to cycle the actuator to the desired fully counterclockwise position. After the position has been set, use an Allen key to loosen the set screw on the bottommost cam and rotate the cam clockwise so it is fully compressing the switch. Rotate it back until a click is heard and tighten the set screw so that the cam sits exactly where the click was heard. The fully counterclockwise position is now set. Using the override once again, cycle the actuator to the desired fully clockwise position. Loosen the set screw on the second cam from the bottom and rotate the cam counterclockwise until it is compressing the switch. Rotate it back until a click is heard and tighten the cam set screw at the exact position where the click was heard. The fully clockwise position is now set. A limit calibration must now be done on the modulating board. The actuator must be receiving power for this step. Refer to an appropriate wiring diagram to connect the power, input, and output signal to the modulating board. On the modulating board, you will find 4 buttons: a set, mode, down, and up push buttons. To begin with calibration, press and hold the set button for 2 seconds until the LED 9 turns on. To calibrate the fully counterclockwise position limit, press and hold the up button until the actuator cycles to its fully counterclockwise position. To finish setting it, press and hold the mode button for 2 seconds or longer. Now calibrate the fully clockwise position. Hold the down button until the actuator is in the fully clockwise position. To finish setting it, press and hold the mode button for 2 seconds. Press the set button once again to exit out of setting mode. LED 9 should now turn off. The adjusting and calibration of your actuator will then be complete. If the actuator is hitting the mechanical stops and you require a larger range of rotation, please follow the appropriate range installation and operating manual to modify the mechanical stop positions. To test the actuator after adjusting, begin with cycling the actuator from close to open remotely. Check the continuity of the 2 extra auxiliary switches. The wiring diagram will assist you with this. Cycle the actuator back from open to close and check continuity once again. If the 2 extra switches need to be adjusted, the process is identical to setting the limit switches. If everything works as it should, you are now done adjusting, calibrating, and testing the actuator. For slight modifications such as changing the deadband setting or adjusting the output position signal, use the appropriate adjustment and calibration manual as your guide. Here is a demonstration of how the actuator is supposed to function after everything has been set up. A 2 volt input will fully close the valve. 4 volts will turn it a quarter of 90 degrees. 6 volts will open the valve halfway. 8 volts will position it 3/4 open, and 10 volts will completely open the actuator. The output should reflect the position of the actuator. For more information or help, please visit our website at iVact.com or contact us directly.